Alrighty. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hey, we're live. Let me just get my phone ready here so I can see. Oh, there we are. So I can look at the stream and answer your questions. Wow, bless you. We just had a super exciting few minutes. My messenger's playing right now. We had a super exciting few minutes before we got on our stream. It's incredible how much can happen in the bird room in 30 minutes, right? Did something happen? Yes, something happened. So hello, this is Parrot Playhouse. Thank you for watching. And this is Baby, and this is the Puff Man. Can you see him? There he is. And there's Thomas. Victoria's in the back. Case is over there. Quinn is in his cage. Sammy's in his cage just to prevent drama. And Maui, the Kaik, is right here in Victoria Cockatoo's cage. So it's on biting today, our video. Why do parrots bite us? And why do parrots bite each other? And we just had that happen, didn't we, baby? Did the Puff Man bite you? So you want to come out? So what's going on is the Puff Man is hormonal right now. And that's a reason why birds bite, right? A big reason why birds bite. And they've been doing okay. Like there's been no problems. And all of a sudden, Baby started preying Puffy. And for those of you who have been watching Baby's video on how he had eye surgery, guess where Puffy bit Baby? In the eye. So basically, Puffy tapped Baby's eye. I don't think it was bad, but I did make an appointment tomorrow, which is his birthday. So we're going to go to the ophthalmologist tomorrow for a quick exam to make sure everything's okay. So that is what happened. Let me see who's here. Ooh, Bubba the bird. Sherry from Parrot Town's here. Hi, Sherry. So Sherry has an awesome channel called Parrot Town, and she has something so unique that no other parrot YouTuber does, and it's called TV for Birds. So it's different types of music for your birds, and your birds can watch her birds interact. It's so cool. Link is in the description below to see that and just let your birds enjoy. And she just did an awesome Halloween TV for Birds, and it was so awesome. They loved it. Okay, who else is there? Wyoming's here. Dave's here. Ellen's here. Wow, there's so many people here. Etsy's here. Hi, Etsy. Danica's here. Birds, Rebecca, and Maria TV. Hi, guys. How are your parakeets? So speaking of parakeets, Maui, are you gonna stream? Hold on. So as you guys know, hold on. It's live TV. So here we go. Come here. No, are you going to scream the entire time? My goodness. Here we go. So many of you know my parakeet just passed away. And so this stream was actually canceled. And so we moved it to here, but she's in heaven now. Khaleesi, she went to heaven on Monday. So those of you that want to follow the story, I don't really want to talk about it, but it's in, it's like our second video below, or our first video below this video. So if you want to see what happened, go ahead and watch it. But I just want to thank you for all your thoughts and prayers and your beautiful comments. I know I didn't respond to all of them because there's so many, but I'm going to read them all. But we're going to move on because I'm going to cry, but we're going to move on into biting. Why do birds bite? And so birds do not hatch from an egg knowing to bite. It's something that we teach them, and it all starts when they're babies, and we're kind of like doing this to them, and it's basically they learn to fear our hands, right? We lose their trust, and it's like a pass. You only have so many with birds. And for some birds, it can just be you mess up one time and that just really embeds in their little minds, right? So when you approach a bird, when you have a new bird, you want to show confidence, but you also want to have patience, right? And the first thing you want to do is learn how to read your parrot body language. So you've got Baby and Puffy right now. You got Thomas right here. So Thomas, I can tell he's a little nervous. His feathers are kind of tight. Do you see that? He's eating. Sometimes when birds eat, that means they're nervous. Sometimes when they eat, it means they're hungry. So it's just learning what your bird does. Now, do you see this? So Baby and, oh, there's some body language. Do you see how Puffy's raising his wings up? He's territorial. He's territorial right now. He's hormonal. He doesn't really want me around Baby. So that was a nice display of body language. Birds that also don't want to step up, that might be scared, they'll kind of lean forward like this. How many of you have seen your birds kind of lean forward like this? They just don't want to step up, or they'll kind of lean back, or you'll see the eyes pinning. Yellow-nape Amazons are just like sign signals. They just blink, blink, blink. They're really good at sharing their body language. And when a yellow-nape Amazon's eyes are pinning, or Thomas's eyes are pinning, or a kayak's eyes are pinning, that's when you need to step back. Give them a second. Never force a parrot to step up unless you have to, like you got to evacuate or something like that. Don't jump down. Don't jump down. But just walk away. Let your bird reset, because if you go in and that bird bites you and you scream, that's going to encourage the bite. So I know it's hard when you get bit. Just take it, you guys. You got to take it. Don't yell at your bird, because any kind of attention is positive attention to them, right? They don't know, some of them. And so the best thing to do is, you get bit, put the bird on a stand, put the bird in the cage, whatever is close by, because sometimes they bite and they don't let go, right? Especially he bites and it's kind of like, oh, and sometimes he just takes me down to the ground. And what I'll do is, did you guys see that thumbnail of all that blood? That was from Maui, and I didn't add any blood to that. That really happened from a tiny little kayak like that. And so what I did when he bit me, and actually the way I got bit, what happened was I was blocking a bite. Now Maui's fully flighted now, and this is something, I've clipped his wings for a while, and I decided to grow them out. They're still he's full flighted, and he realized, oh, now I can fly over here and attack Casey. So what birds do, they will bite birds that are weak. They're the weaker of the flock, and that would be Thomas, and that would be Casey. He didn't waste any time. He went for it. I went in for the block, and he got me with everything he had. I'm so glad it was me and not Casey, because that was a really bad bite. That took a while to stop the bleeding. And so that is just from a little kayak. Can you imagine a big cockatoo, like Victoria cockatoo or Moluccan or a macaw? I mean, you could really lose your finger. So, and that's why you gotta be so careful when you're putting birds together in cages. If they don't have a way to escape each other, that's how real bad injuries happen to other birds. So let's get back to reasons why birds bite. So when you're trying to teach a bird to step up and you don't want to get bit, what you want to do is look at their body language. Sometimes birds wake up on the wrong side of the perch. They're hormonal. That's a bad day. Don't do it. Set yourself up for success and your bird. Approach them when they look happy. And then walk up to them, and when you tell them to step up, and I'm not going to tell Puffy to step up, because right now his body language is telling me he's probably going to bite. Are you going to bite? Yes? Would you step up for me? Will you step up? Step up? Good. That's a good step up. You want to tell them something? Huh? Yeah? Why did you bite your best buddy Baby today, huh? Are you just having a rough day? You can't help it, I know. So you put your finger down. Okay, step up. Good boy. You put your finger down. Don't shake. You know, branches that are shaky, that's not going to give a bird confidence. And birds use their beaks for grabbing things. It's like an extra hand. So when a happening in pet shops with these baby birds, oh, your connection is unstable. Please wait. Oh no, can you still see me? Okay, there we go. You'll see people going into pet shops, and this is where it begins. They're telling, you know, they're putting their hands like, step up. They're poking the birds. You see the birds falling down, and they're grabbing them again. And it's absolutely frightening if you see that. So it's starting at a very young age, the abuse, right? Or not knowing what you're doing. And so by the time you get this, bring it home, there's a possibility it's already going to have a fear of hands. So you want to have a hand that's a firm perch, ask them to step up. They will step up, have a treat, boom, good. And so you want to say, step up, the bird steps up, good treat. So always say good first. So that's what you want to do. And look how cute they are. Look how cute they are. And you just do not ever want to raise your voice with a parrot. So also about, you know, I was talking to Sherry from Parrot Town, who also just started her own Facebook page today. So when you guys go down below, if you're not already subscribed to Parrot Town, click on the part that says TV for Birds and then go to her channel, subscribe, and then you'll also see she'll have her Facebook link as well. And you can follow her on Facebook. So I'm so excited. But she was telling me about her Moluccan, Peachy. And so Peachy is a rescued. Sherry and her husband Dan rescued Peachy. And Peachy was a bird that was in a cage most of his life. So he has issues where he kind of just flings his head. And you'll see birds that have been prisoners for years that have not been taken out of the cage because people are scared, right? And these are wild animals. And I totally understand that, you know, and getting bit by a big bird like that, it's painful. And if you don't know how to properly handle a bird like that, it's serious business. So that's why you see many birds just locked in cages. It's not because they're evil people that own them. It's just they're wild animals. And are you going to poop, huh? And unfortunately, it's so hard to know what you're doing because each bird comes with a different manual. So Peachy, Sherry says, when he wakes up, she doesn't let him climb to the top of the cage because he gets, you know, territorial. He'll get aggressive. She doesn't let him climb to the bottom because he'll get aggressive too. She doesn't let him hang out in her bed because he will also get aggressive, but she has him step up out of his cage onto her hand, and she'll take him to that perch. If you guys watch her channel, she has these awesome trees in there. And so that's where Peachy likes to hang out. And lately, when she shows him the spray bottle, which is a reward for him, not a punishment, he gets excited. And those days where he doesn't want to step up, she'll give him that as an option. And if he steps up, that's great. If not, she'll let him cool off or do what he wants in his cage. And birds that are hormonal, sometimes they need their quiet time and they just need to stay in their cage. So definitely always set yourself up and you, your bird and you for success, right? They're so cute. Okay, so let me see what kind of questions we've got here, you guys. Okay, do you guys have questions about check out Parrot Town? Oh yeah, Christine's saying check out Parrot Town. Everybody's saying they've seen Peachy. Peachy is so cute, and I love that he has been rescued. And it just shows how incredible, you know, if you know how to be careful. If you know how to properly interact with these birds, it's just amazing. If you just understand them, it's just amazing what they can do. And it's about just keeping them happy, right? Making them comfortable in this foreign environment. And it's just, I love watching her channel and how she interacts with her birds. How old are your birds? Well, chicken nugs, no drugs. A name. They're all different ages. So baby, you guys, I messed up. Tomorrow's his birthday. I thought he was turning 27. He's turning 26. The Puffman's 15. Thomas is a rescue. It's hard to know. He's in his middle 20s. Casey's in her middle 20s. Victoria Cockatoo's 47. Quinn, I think when he was found, I think Quinn's around 5. And Maui's also a rescue. I think Maui is probably 15. It's hard to tell. Oh, there's Melanie. So do you guys remember Munchkin's mom? And it was a rescue we did through Parrot Education Adoption Center. Well, Munchkin's mom is on here right now. So I see Melanie over there. Hey, Melanie. So, okay, so Etsy has a question. Jewel always displayed body language, and it's all about respect in our relationship. So she has only ever really bit me once. You see, that's great. Oh, Munchkin is sitting on your lap, preening. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, you guys, it's about building their trust and not breaking their trust. And we're really big. I mean, we're dangly. We've got all these moving things, moving arms, and it can be really scary, especially when we're hovering over them. So if you have a bird that lacks in confidence, what I recommend is get a perch like this. And so you want the bird about right here. If you have a bird that has too much confidence, you really want to be careful. You never let them get above you, or you just never put them on your shoulder. And a really good way to get bit is having a bird on your shoulder, because you can't read their body language. You can't see the fluff of the crest. You can't see the eyes pinning. You can't see them tightening up. And so those are your red flags. It gives you a moment to know, like, okay, I need to step back. So if you got a bird on your shoulder, if somebody else approaches in the room and that bird considers you their mate, guess who's going to get bit? You are, because you're the nearest. And so I always say, have a bird like right here. Don't let them crawl up your shoulder, especially when you're starting to work with a new bird. You do not know their patterns. Just always hold them like this. And so what you want to do is kind of bend your arm like this and hold them like this. If you do this, it's natural for a bird to climb up, right? So when you're holding them, hold them like this. Okay, let's look at more questions. Thomas, don't fall. Okay, great. So I have blankets all down here right now. So if he does fall, it's going to be a really cushy fall. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Where do I get my birds? Well, most of these birds have been rescued. They've come from rescue. They've been dropped off a number of different ways, but most of them have been rescued. Baby and Puffy here, I got them before I knew there was a parrot crisis, because there's a parrot crisis right now, you guys. For those of you who don't know, there's a lot of birds that are being given up every day. And Don Scott from the Chloe Sanctuary told me that he gets at least 10 phone calls a week of people that are desperate to relinquish their birds for many reasons. Not all of them are abuse. You know, people get sick, people lose their houses, life happens, right? Let's be honest, these birds live a long time, 80 to 100 years, some of them, and it's hard to know what's going to happen to us. So, yeah, I've got them for all different ways. Okay, so what else? Do you guys have any more questions? And I'm going to show you something. How can I know if my biting bird is hormonal or anxious? This is a good question. My male cockatoo starts biting me when I'm about to leave the house, or when I give his girl attention sometimes. Well, hormonal or anxious. Well, you know, what I usually do is I have a journal for each bird in here. And when they're acting like Puffy's acting, I document it, and I know that it's hormonal. So if you see a bird wanting to go into the corner, if you see a bird shredding things, if you see a bird starting to regurgitate for another bird, that's definitely hormonal behavior. What else is Puffy doing? When they're kind of doing this, that's also hormonal behavior. Now, an anxious bird, if your bird is anxious, you can really fix the problem by covering the bird's one side of the cage with a sheet. That way the bird feels more secure. Another thing you can do is listen to calming music. And so actually TV for birds would be great. Your birds could watch more birds in a flock, and larger flocks, they feel safer. So there's different things that you can do. And also, if your bird is, see, Puffy just bit me. And when he bit me, he just bit me again. I just ignored it. And yes, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt that bad because now when he bites me, he's just doing it to get my attention. If I was to make a big deal out of it, he would find it effective and next time it'd be harder. But he went in for a bite just now to test me out and I gave him absolutely no response. And now I'm really ignoring him. And I'm going to give attention to baby. Hi, baby. Hi. And I'm going to give attention to Thomas. Hi. Yeah, really? And I'm just going to ignore him. And so birds are a lot like toddlers. So just ignoring them and walking away versus yelling at them is so effective. Like right now, Puffy is going, uh-oh, what did I do? And now he's trying to hide under my shirt. He's doing things for attention. So in a moment, I'll ask him to step up. Do you want to step up now? And he doesn't want to step up. So I'm just going to leave him there. And that's pretty much how you handle a bite. How exciting I got bit on this video. But like I said, because he was testing me and I didn't give him a reaction, next time it's just, you know, he might try it, but it's not going to be a big deal to him. Right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, somebody's saying, I agree with stopping Petco. Both of my birds are from Petco and now he has health issues. Her vet said from overbreeding. Yes, that is another thing that's unfortunate is, you know, the inbreeding. So let me show you guys what we have here. Okay, so we have Brussels sprouts, sorry. So I like to buy things that are in season for my birds and just show you new foraging ideas or fun foraging ideas. So I got these Brussels sprouts. They were at Trader Joe's. No, you have to stay here. Come now, you have to step up. Wow, very nice. Thank you. And so they were at Trader Joe's. So I bought them. How fun is this? So they can just chew that up. It was like $3, you guys. And so I bought a couple of them and I washed them really good. And when we're not using it, I'll just stick it in some water. And they can just chew on this. And it is like the best toy ever. So another thing I have here, and where is it? Okay, so we have apple cider vinegar. Now, this is a question that I get often is how do I wash my vegetables? So the way I wash my vegetables is I'll put a bunch of vegetables, and what I do is when I go to the grocery store and I bring all the vegetables home, I get a big pot, right? And then I'll pour some water in, just like this. Just pour some water in. And so I'll fill it to the top, but you have to understand the thing that I'm using is huge. And then I'll just pour a little bit of apple cider vinegar like that. And I'll let it sit for 10 minutes, move it around just like that. And the vegetables get clean and then I rinse them and then I strain them and I just let them dry out. Now, another thing that I do for my birds' health, you know, I've made a video on this, but there's still so much questions about it. Putting apple cider vinegar, and this is organics. This is Bragg's with the mother. So it has the stuff at the bottom. Putting apple cider vinegar in my bird's water. So I thought I would just show you today. It's super simple. You know, my video, it's okay if he drinks it, you guys. And those vegetables are actually clean. So I'll put some water in a stainless still. Can you see that? And so basically what I do, this is all I do every morning for all the birds. And apple cider vinegar is really good for, birds can get yeast infections, especially when they're hormonal and they start to regurgitate or, you know, they get a little bacteria over their food sticks. Look at, are you really drinking? That's some strong apples. That's a lot of apple cider vinegar in there. And so it just helps with fungus, yeast. It's just good for their health. So I'll pour just a little. Do you see just a little bit in there? And then look, see, Puffy's just drinking right out. They're so used to it. But when you start just a little bit and slowly work it in. Make sure your bird is drinking it. But that is so good for your bird's gut. You'll notice that if their poop smells a little funny, if their breath smells a little funny, that'll take it away. But I always say take them to see an avian vet. But this is what I give my birds almost every day. So you just went for it. It's hard not to like give them a reaction. Oh, and then another thing that I almost forgot. When a bird goes to step up, you have to understand they might pull down a little bit, kind of like the puff man did. You never want to jerk back, which I almost did because I wasn't paying attention. And with parrots, you have to be on 24/7. And that's the difference between human children. They're like hyper little toddlers, and then they grow up and I guess you just let them go. But with parrots, they're wild animals. So when I have them out in the bird room, I have to be on, and I have to really be careful how I handle every situation. It's just like a toddler. Toddlers will throw things at you, questions, or 5-year-olds, and you're just kind of like, you have to be careful how you respond sometimes and react. Are you gonna poop? It's the same with parrots, but you have to do that for life. So that's something to really think about when you're getting a parrot. Are you going to be able to do this, give this type of attention when you're 60, 70, 75, 80? And then you're going to have to rehome them, pass them to somebody else, make sure you have them in the will, because they go full throttle almost to their last days. And my Bailey the Creek, she went full throttle till her last day. And they never slow down, right? So that's really something to think about. So let's also, now that I want to get the glass off the table, but it's called Bragg's Organic Apple Cider Vinegar. So that's my little tip today. And it's a really good one. But I always say, ask your avian vet. But my avian vet, both of my avian vets have definitely recommended using Bragg's Apple Cider Vinegar, right? Yeah. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Yeah, you're such a good boy. Okay, let me answer a few more questions. Okay, hi Mikio, how are ya? My hyacinths need red palm nuts and oil, very expensive. Oh, so Mikio is saying basically these birds are super expensive to keep them happy and healthy with toys and nuts, and especially macaws, because they do need nuts. And we're talking, I probably spend on my food bill a month. I bet I spend about $450 on just my food bill, because I buy most everything organic, and then they go through pellets, and I buy fresh stuff all the time. They go through a lot of food in here, and I go to the grocery store twice a week because baby will not eat anything wilted. So they're super expensive. So it's something to think about. All right, which one of the birds are most like? Which one of your birds are most likely to bite? It just depends on their mood, if they're hormonal. Victoria Cockatoo has never tried to bite me, ever, but it doesn't mean that she never will. So when I'm interacting with her, I'm still on, right? I never get too relaxed, although it's kind of hard with her. But if I see that she doesn't want to step up, that's okay. I never force her. I never force these birds to do things that they don't want to do, as long as it's not going to hurt them or if they're in danger. I just follow their lead, basically. And so if they don't want to come out of their cage, no big deal. Maybe they'll want to come out later, and they usually do. If they're on the perch and I want them to step up, if they don't want to step up, I'm not going to set myself up for a bite, right? Because you only get so many passes with the birds, and I don't want all of a sudden for them to step up and they bite and I drop them, right? Dropping a bird is serious business, you guys. Birds are basically, this is important, birds are basically made out of air. They're made out of air sacs, and they got air sacs down below. They got air sacs all around. So when you drop a bird, it can damage so many things. So when you see a bird fall and sometimes they get a little stunned, that's because they're just surrounded with air sacs, and there could have been some damage. And also their tailbones, their little tailbones right here. I've known a number of birds that have fallen and they've broken their tailbones. Sometimes they have to be euthanized. It is so painful, or they have to have a really serious surgery. So when you're handling your birds, you guys, and you don't want strangers that don't know what they're doing, or children that don't know what they're doing, handling your birds, because they're really delicate and their bones are hollow, and you don't want them falling and getting injured, right? So even though they act tough, like this kayik down here that's chewing on my fingers, they're really quite delicate. Yeah. Huh? Are you delicate? Are you delicate? I love you. I do. I just love you so much. Can you go there? Thank you. Okay, let's see if there wasn't any more questions. I just love that you guys are here today. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the new subscribers. We've gained many new subscribers, and we just love having you here. It's just so much fun to just sit and chat, and I just love being surrounded by the bird community. Danica, hi Danica. April, how can I become not afraid of a giant cockatoo that can be unpredictable and a history of really bad bites? Well, that's, that's really tough, and birds can sense fear. And I understand you're having problems with your cockatoo, but there's so many layers to that. You need to really watch your cockatoo, look at the body language, start getting the treats out. You have to gain trust. The bird has to gain trust from you. There's some work that you have to do. And I know Sherry from Parrot gave you some really good reading stuff. Definitely read that, but it's so hard. So what I would recommend for you is your bird scared of perches? Because I understand where you're at. I totally get it. And what I would recommend for somebody that has a bird that just bites, you're going to get bit, start training them with a perch. So these dowels that come with the cages, I take them out of the cage because they're junk, because they're really not good for your bird's feet. It's just the same thing. And this is why birds get pressure sores. And I put nice big perches in there. But this is a great perch to have them start to step up. And so what I'll do is I'll have a treat. We're in a bad position. I'm not going to make Puffy step up right now, but start working with the dowel. Get a smaller one and have that treat. And if your bird is scared of the dowel, then put the dowel next to the cage or near the cage where the bird can see and slowly start getting that closer. But definitely you're going to have to start working with a perch and then just take it from there. And I'm happy to talk to you. We can FaceTime on Messenger, and I just need to see your setup, and I'll help you, Danica. So message me on Facebook, and maybe we can set up a video chat, and I'll help you. I know you're having some problems, and I admire that you're really working hard over there. All right, guys. Well, that is our time, and I hope everybody has a happy Halloween tomorrow. Make sure that you're safe and you keep your birds hidden, because there's a lot of people that might have bad intentions, right? And not look at your birds as family members, but dollar signs. So definitely my birds, after we celebrate baby's birthday, I'm going to give them all kinds of good treats, and we're going to turn off the lights because I don't want to advertise that I have birds in the bird room, right? And I want to make sure all the windows are shut and just keep my baby safe and sound. So, and then you're going to see baby's birthday next week. So you'll see that coming up. And we're going to also live stream next Tuesday. We'll be back to our regular time. So we love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions about biting, once the video is done processing, go ahead and put those questions below so I can answer them for you. Thanks again for watching us. And I'm going to come over here. Gosh, I need like a better system, right? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say goodbye and good night. We love you. Bye.